Hi everyone, welcome to the lecture number 9 of unit number 5 partial differential equation. In this lecture we are going to start the next topic of this unit, that is nonlinear solving nonlinear partial differential equation of order 1. So far up to previous lecture we have discussed how to solve a linear partial differential equation of order 1. For that we have applied method of grouping and method of multipliers to solve them. Now we'll discuss about solving nonlinear partial differential equation of order 1. For that also we are having one method. That method is a general method to solve any nonlinear partial differential equation of order 1, called as Charpit's method. So before discussing the method, first we'll discuss what do we mean by nonlinear partial differential equation of order 1. Here is the definition I have written. A partial differential equation of order 1 of the type f of xyz PQ equal to 0 is said to be non-linear if degree of the differential equation is more than 1. That is, powers of P or Q or both are more than 1. So P and Q are the partial derivatives del z by del x, del z by del y. They are the first order partial derivatives. And if the power of first order partial derivatives in that equation is more than 1, that make the differential equation non-linear. For linear differential equation, one must have the powers of P and Q as 1. Okay. So that is why it is a non-linear. Whenever power of this derivative is more than 1. Either of the derivative, either P powers is more than 1 or Q or both powers more than 1, still they will be non-linear. Some examples I have written. Xy P square plus yz Q square equal to Z. Here the powers of P and Q both are 2. In the second equation, P square plus Q square equal to 1. There also we have power more than 1. Hence both the differential equations are non-linear and they are of order 1. Derivative's order is 1, but the power of that derivative is more than 1. That's why they are non-linear. Now we'll discuss about the general method to solve non-linear partial differential equation of order 1. The name of the method is Charpit's method. Okay. So in this lecture we are going to discuss how to solve the nonlinear partial differential equation of order 1 using Charpit methods. So very first, in brief, I will explain you how we do here in this method. Okay, the problems are not that easy of Charpit method. There are various sub cases also. Whenever you are given differential equation in some special form, for that also there are some other techniques to obtain general solution, complete integral of that solution. The solution of the nonlinear partial differential equation of order 1 also called as complete integral, and that complete integral we are going to calculate here. So let the partial differential equation is f of x comma y comma z comma p comma q equal to 0. In this form your given nonlinear partial differential equation will be in this form, right, where p and q terms will be there, and this function we are denoting by small f. Now one more thing we have, the total derivative concept. If z is a function of x and y, then the value of dz we can write as del z by del x into dx plus del z by del y into dy. Now this del z by del x, del z by del y are our p and q. Means we have one relation dz equal to p dx plus q dy. Let us denote this by equation number 2. We are going to make use of this particular differential equation to solve the problems at the end. Okay. Here p and q are not known. The values of p and q we are going to determine, and in such a form we are going to determine the values of p and q, so that this integration will be so this differential equation will be integrable, and the integration of this differential equation will be our final complete integral. Okay. Now for doing the calculation for p and q, how we are going to proceed? The next step is to find another relation, one more relation of the type capital F of x comma y comma z comma p comma q equal to 0, using auxiliary equations of Charpit method, which are given by. Now another relation in xyz pq we are going to obtain using auxiliary equations of Charpit method. We have seen these auxiliary equations in first order linear partial differential equation also, right, of that type only, but there we just have 3 ratios. Here we have 5 ratios in Charpit method auxiliary equation. So here I have written the auxiliary equation for Charpit method. Now try to understand all the terms. Okay, this equation you need to memorize. If you don't know this correct value of this auxiliary equation, you cannot solve the problem further. Okay, so the ratios are dp upon fx plus pfz. The meaning of fx is partial derivative of f with respect to x. So you can simply denote it del f by del x. Instead of writing all these derivatives, I have used a short form notation so that it will be easy to memorize. The meaning of fx is del f by del x, and such notations we can use for partial derivatives. Fine. So the first ratio is dp by fx plus pfz. Fz is the derivative of f with respect to z. F is your given relation. Okay. So calculate this, and p is what? Del z by del x. The p we are going to keep as it is in the throughout the solution, equal to dq by fy plus qfz. Here with respect to x, here with respect to y. Here p, here q. Fz is common. These two terms you need to remember well. Equal to, now next three ratios are negative, minus dx upon minus dy upon minus dz upon fp fq, here pfp plus qfq, right? So multiply this by p, this by q, add and write here pfp plus qfq. So try to memorize this entire equation. This is called as auxiliary equation of Charpit method. And using this auxiliary equation, we find another relation, capital F of x, y, z, pq equal to 0. One relation we obtain by considering any two fractions out of, we know how we do, we apply here method of grouping to find such a relation. One relation we obtain. Okay, fine. After that, thus after obtaining the, then by after obtaining that relation, which is we denote by 3, then by using 1 and 3, 1 is your given relation, 3 is the obtained relation from the auxiliary equation. By making use of 1 and 3, we find the values of p and q such that after using them in equation 2, equation 2 is your differential equation, dz equal to p dx plus q dy. So by solving 1 and 3, we are going to obtain values of p and q such that once we put the values of p and q here, this equation becomes integrable. Equation 2 becomes integrable. Such values of p and q we are going to determine from 1 and 3. That will make equation 2 integrable. And once it become integrable, the integration of equation 2 will give the complete integral of the 1. That is the given differential equation. Means that integration of 2 is your complete integral. Complete integral means the solution of the given problem, which will be of the form f of x comma y comma z comma a comma b equal to 0. Means your p and q will get replaced by a and b, where a and b are arbitrary constants, and we know that final solution contains arbitrary constants, and the number of arbitrary constants will be 2 here. A and b will be the arbitrary constant. You can use c1 c2 also, it doesn't matter which notations you are using. After integration, you are going to integrate there, right? So after, while doing when you consider ratio of any two, you are going to do integration to obtain equation 3, right? So there one constant you will obtain, that you can denote by a or c1, doesn't matter. Fine. And after while integrating in equation 2, you are going to, at the end you are going to integrate this equation. So another constant will come. That second constant we are going to denote by small b, and in this way you are going to have two arbitrary constants in the final solution. Okay, so one more time you go through all the discussion whatever I discussed, because it is not that easy. First we write equation in this form, then this equation we are going to use at the end. Okay, even if you write it at the end, it doesn't matter. Okay, for using this equation we need the values of p and q such that this equation will be integrable, right? Means it will be in the variable simple form like that. Okay, after this equation we directly write auxiliary equation. From that we determine one relation of the type f of x y z p q equal to 0. Then by making use of that relation and first relation, we find p and q, and that obtained value of p we put in the differential equation dz equal to p dx plus q dy, and after integrating we get the complete integral. This is what the idea behind the Charpit method is. Okay, now I have listed all these things as a working rule, means how you are to proceed. Okay, so one by one again you see, you can write down them in notebook also. First, transfer all the terms of the equation on the left hand side. So whatever equation will be given to you, transform all of them on the left hand side and denote it by small f, and that small f we are going to use in auxiliary equation. Now after that, find the auxiliary equations by determining the various derivatives of f, various partial derivatives of f. You can check here, we are differentiating f only, right? F will be given relation, and that f, how you have to write all the terms of f on the left hand side, equate it to 0. After that, these partial derivatives you need to calculate. F with respect to P, with respect to Q, with respect to X, with respect to Y, with respect to Z. Total 5 derivatives you need to calculate. Substitute here in this equation. After that, you'll get the auxiliary equation. Fine. Then select two proper fractions. So there will be 5 fractions, 5 ratios will be there in the auxiliary equation. Select any two proper fraction. The group of 2 you need to judge or guess, so that the resulting integral come out to be the simplest relation involving at least one of P and Q. Means we are going to select such a fractions which we can integrate easily, and that will give us one relation involving at least one P or Q will be there in that relation. Okay, such type of relation we'll get. Then after obtaining that relation, solving given relation with relation in 3. So whatever relation you will obtain here, that relation and the given relation means the equation, original equation. By solving them together, we can determine the values of P and Q. Okay, we are going to eliminate P and Q and put these values of P and Q in this equation, dz equal to P dx plus Q dy. That is what we have discussed just. Then the integral of this differential equation gives the complete integral f of x comma y comma z comma a comma b equal to 0, where a and b are arbitrary constant. These two constants will get involved because we are doing integration 2 times, one here and one here after selecting proper fraction. Okay. Now one remark, sometimes Charpit auxiliary equation gives directly P equal to A, Q equal to B. Means the values of P and Q we get as small a constant and small b constant. In such a case, by putting these values in the given relation, we get the complete integral. Means whatever equation will be given to you, in that replace P and Q by that constant A and B. Okay, that gives us the complete integral directly. Okay, whenever we obtain P and Q in the form of constant, two separate constants. Okay, now this is how what the working rule for Charpit method. Okay, so there are various steps we need to follow. Problems are quite lengthy also. Okay, some problems are very lengthy, some problems are easily done. Now there are some special types of differential equations also. Means there are some special types of non-linear differential equations you can say, which can be every non-linear differential equations we are going to solve using Charpit method. But there are some special types of non-linear differential equations which we are going to solve using Charpit method only. But there are some shortcut tricks. Using that shortcuts, we can get your solution in quick time. Let us discuss all these methods in brief. Okay. Here are those cases. Special cases we can call it as, if given partial differential equation, non-linear partial differential equation is in the following form. Okay, means if you are given equation in the form f of p comma q equal to 0, means your differential equation is contain only p and q. In that case, we can solve such type of differential equations using another way. Means we apply Charpit method only, but that shortcuts we have determined using Charpit method. Okay, then if second case, if your function does not contain x and y, if it is in the form f of z comma p comma q equal to 0, in such a case also we are having one method. Then z equal to px plus qy plus f of pq. By mistake I have written ax plus by, but it is actually px plus qy plus f of pq. Okay, this is q. Such equation is called as Clairaut's equation. Okay, this Clairaut's equation also can be solved using different technique. Okay, simply in Clairaut equation we just replace p and q by a and b and we get directly the solution. If your equation is in this form, z equal to px plus qy plus f of pq, replace p by a, q by b, that will give us the solution. But this we have to identify whether the given solution is in this form or not, whether it is in the Clairaut's form or not. Another thing, f of x comma p equal to g of y comma q. So for example, if you have a square, p square minus x equal to q square minus y. So f of xp is p square minus x, and it is quite similar to just change of variable. X by y we have replaced and p by q we have replaced, and we have p square minus x, they are equal. If they are equal, in that case the solution also can be obtained using different techniques. So these four cases again we are going to discuss separately. We are going to take examples on each of this type. Okay, but before that we are going to do examples based on Charpit method in coming lecture. Okay, so hope you have understood all this discussion. So what we have discussed today, we have discussed about the non-linear, what do we mean by non-linear partial differential equation. Then we have discussed about the Charpit method, and in brief I have written the, I have discussed the auxiliary equation of Charpit method also. Then the differential equation which we use for obtaining the solution. This relation is also important. Okay, and these auxiliary equations are also important. Then these working rules. Okay, so try to follow this process while solving the examples based on Charpit method. And whenever your given differential equation are in the standard forms of this type, we apply different process. These examples also we are going to cover in one of the lecture. Okay, so in coming lecture we are going to start with the example based on non-linear partial differential equation of order 1. Thank you.